And to put a reference mark on that, when we say that Ant Davidson did a 323 in traffic as he goes through, that's the Corvette! That's the GT2 class leading Corvette! Davidson went through the inside and it has had heavy damage.
Yeah, there's no question he was going to hit a ton.
It was going to happen. He was way too aggressive there. You cannot do that. I mean, you can get through there, but you're just going to force that GT car offline, and they're already on the limit.
Boy, that was, I knew as soon as he went in there, there's no way they're going to both come out.
Davidson has taken the Corvette out of the race lead.
That's a tough part of the racetrack. That is a very dangerous part of the racetrack, even with flags flying.
And now there's oil all through there because at the back of that gearbox,
he was pushing so hard. I mean, just being super aggressive. And that was not a cool move by any means.
Not at all. You have to employ some patience.
Here, look.
Just not expecting it at all.
Yeah,
that's a massive hit for Emmanuel Collard.
There was no way in the world that wasn't going to happen.
Well, I mean, the Corvette driver, Emmanuel Collard, is looking at the line going through that corner. I mean, that is a very tricky part of the racetrack to be driving by yourself. You can't be looking in your mirrors going through there. It's a blind section, you know, it twists and tails through there so quickly he would not have known that Anthony was coming up on him right there. Had no idea he was going to plow down the inside.
You could read the lips of Gary Pratt. They're saying, can he drive it? Can he drive it?
Well, the bad news looking at that hit is I don't think he'll get it back to pit lane, because what I did see when it was sitting off to the line there was all of the fluid from the rear gear bag pouring out onto the racetrack. You can't see it right now, but you know, I think that the rear end of that car is taking a substantial, and I'm talking about the transaxle. The gears are all at the back of that car. The transaxle at the back is taking a huge hit.
I mean, Anthony Davidson was taking some huge risks there. I mean, I have a lot of admiration for his speed, but he did not use good judgment right there. I mean, you have to respect the other drivers, the other cars, and particularly that is a class leader. They've done a brilliant job all day.
He's got it going. Now let's watch as it gets around the racetrack. If the feed comes back to it, I think he's going to be spreading oil. What a hit. That's very, very fast in there.
Oh, that's scary.
The second place Porsche is on the same lap as these cars, currently driven by Mark Lieb, the 77 Felbermeyer Porsche.
Yeah, look at the fluid. Look at the fluid coming out of the back.
Take it easy.
Yeah, really
Take it easy. Good news is he's not far from pit lane.
Yeah.
Seems to be driving pretty straight, Dorsey. I'm not sure if he got any rear suspension damage or not. If this is just body work,
boy, it'd be amazing.
It's not going to be a quick fix, but
I saw though. I mean, maybe that's an oil cooler back there. Maybe he's just smashing the oil cooler off the back end of it, and it's not the gearbox. That would be optimistic at best.
Be all hands on deck here. I'm sure the 63 crew are still around there. Danny Binks and the boys will probably jump in here. But sometimes too many cooks will spoil the broth. I'm sure they'll get it immediately into the garage area so they can have more than the 4 working mechanics on the car at the same time.
This is the man who is in his 16th 24 hours of Le Mans start.
And of course they do the routine pit stop. They'll fuel first. Until they're done with the fuel, they can't do anything. Then they'll put it up on the dolly and start tearing that baby apart. There is an oil cooler right at the back there. I think that's her.
Jamie, you're on the spot. Tell us more.
Well, they did just finish fueling the car. They have it on the skates, as we call them right now. They're going to swing it around and take it into the garage, as you mentioned, just so they can get more hands on the car. From what I can see, there are a lot of people down here, as I'm sure you can imagine. It looks to be a lot of cosmetic damage. Crew has cleaned out the garage area. It's where they were all sitting and watching this race unfold for them. They're now in the garage. We talked about it earlier. The team is fully prepared before the race starts. They have bags of all of the things that they're going to need for particular parts of the car. As soon as that hit occurred, they pulled out the bag for the rear end. They had all the tools, a new rear end kit ready, and the team is getting to work right now. Andrew?
Yes, there's a little bit of bodywork damage down the left side of the car. They're just putting a piece in there, one of the little grills, using a couple of tie wraps. But Ant's got away with this, to be honest. This will only take a couple of seconds and he'll be back underway. So I agree entirely. Davidson, that Formula One experience, very, very aggressive. The new bit of bodywork has gone in there, and he'll be blasting out of here in just a moment. And he fires it up, and away he goes. And I'll throw it back to Jamie up your end.